Good morning and welcome to all of you around the world attending the World Cement Association Open Day. So my name's Ian Riley, I'm CEO of WCA, and I'm delighted to open the event today. So I'd see if I can get my thing to share, yeah. So I'd just like to give you a brief introduction to set up the event. Talk first about the industry challenge and the challenge of climate change, of course, that we face, and how WCA can help with that, help cement companies with that. And then I'd like to spend a few minutes just explaining the event platform so that all of you can make the most of it during the day. So as you all know, the key challenge that we face is, is how to decarbonize the industry. And generally now we have a commitment around the world to decarbonize by 2050. So historically, of course, we've had three levers that we've pulled in energy efficiency, alternative fuels, and reducing clinker factor. And those levers still have some way to go. If I look at the energy efficiency numbers that are reported publicly, there's still perhaps 30% to go in terms of power and perhaps 15 or 20% in terms of fuel when we compare the industry average with the best practice. Of course, some of that is not achievable with the existing plants. And then when we look at alternative fuel potential, and especially the potential to reduce clinker factor with the use of additional cementitious materials, then perhaps these traditional levers can give us another 25, 30, perhaps more percent during the next 10 years. So beyond that, we're going to need to look at new technology. And so the role of new technology is going to be critical in achieving this goal. And today we have a number of companies who are presenting their technologies, a number of WCA members who are presenting their technologies and who will hopefully share an interesting opportunity. And I think when you look at all of the things that are going on in the industry, the challenge we should take on is to change from being a significant emitter to being a significant carbon sink. If you look at how much CO2 is essentially stored in concrete today, primarily through the inclusion of CO2 in the carbonaceous rocks that are used in concrete, it's a very, very substantial opportunity. So how can WCA help with this? I think there's a number of things. First of all, WCA has three main objectives. So we aim to give a voice to the industry players around the world, both the small and the large companies. We aim to help our member companies improve their operational performance and profitability and the sustainability of their operations, in particular the carbon footprint. And then we try to accelerate the decarbonization of the cement industry. And so we have a number of things that we do to try and bring that about. The first of those is that the members of WCA are not only cement producers, but a much wider group of stakeholders. So these stakeholders include a lot of technology providers to the industry, and it's by stimulating that dialogue that industry players can get new ideas and see new options to decarbonize. Secondly, we have a benchmarking and performance improvement project, which we call Pegasus. So this is a multi-company project, and you'll hear more about that a little later this morning. Thirdly, we have the committees. So we have a number of committees, and again, you'll hear more from the committee chairs later. But these committees are formed of our members, and they make sure that we're addressing the key topics. One of the committee, the steering committee, which we call Technology and Sustainability, is also putting together a decision tool that will help companies to chart out the most effective and financially feasible way to decarbonize. And then we organize events. So we organize conferences. We'll have a conference this year, a virtual conference in October. But also we organize specialist events around particular topics to address particular issues. So I'd like to move on now. I'm just checking the time. Move on now to look at the Open Day platform and just go through this to make sure that you're all familiar with the platform. So I expect that you've seen the homepage, and you can see this this toolbar across the middle. So you can see that the first thing that you can look at is the agenda, and from that you can see which sessions are coming up. And if you want to join the next session, then you just press this join session button, and then you'll be into the session. You can also add these sessions to your own individual schedule. You can take documents with you. You have a briefcase, so you can click on the documents and put it in your briefcase. So you can make sure that you don't lose the key materials that you want to have. So let me make sure that this is not telling me that I should speak louder. And then if you're joining from China, because YouTube is blocked in China, we have a special link for you at the bottom here. So there's a link here where you can stream the video on Youku instead of on YouTube. So this, I think, probably only applies to people who are joining from China, where it's not possible to join using YouTube. This content will be available on the platform for the next 30 days. So if there's a session you miss or that you want to look at again, you can find it here on the platform. Then we also have the lounges. So you'll see there are two lots of lounges: network lounges and sponsor lounges. Or sorry, I should call them tables, really, networking tables and sponsor tables. So this is essentially a Zoom session that you can join. You can go to these tabs, the networking tab and the sponsor tab, and then you can, if there is somebody already in the room, you can join them and you can chat with them about whatever subjects you'd like to chat about. So I think this is something that will be effective in Q&A. So after we've had a session, so for example, after we have the Pegasus session, if you want to ask questions about Pegasus, you can come to this table and you can ask your questions. And also, if there are other people in the room, you can listen to what they have to say. So the sponsors also have exhibitions, virtual exhibitions on the site, and you can go to the exhibitor tab, and you can see materials that explain their technology and their offering, and of course the presentations they're giving today. So as gold sponsors, we have KHD and Sinoma, and silver sponsor is Saudi Cement, and I'd like to thank all of them for their kind contribution to this event. Okay, so please feel free, if you have something that you'd like to share, then you can do that using this last icon here. And you can send photos, you can create polls, you can write posts, you can respond to posts and so forth. So I do encourage you also, I don't think we covered, you can also set up individual meetings with the participants. If you go back, let me back up here. If you see here the middle tab here with attendees, then if you click on that, you can see who is attending and who's on the platform at the moment. And you can set up an individual one-to-one meeting with them. So I'd encourage you to make use of these different tools. I think when COVID first started, we found that the online, the online events didn't give us the same opportunities to network as if we were in person. And I guess that's still true. But I think with the tools on this platform and other event platforms, we can get closer to that. So I do encourage you to take advantage of those and meet other people who are attending the event. So with that, I will finish, and I look forward to seeing more of you in the WCA at the WCA table later on in the day. And if you have any questions, do go to the WCA table, and then there'll be somebody there, and you can ask whatever you like. So thank you very much, and enjoy the event.